Hi, I'm Gary the Water Guy, and I own the water filter eStore and the Water Store in Midland, Ontario. Today we're talking about programming the Aquamaster High Efficiency Water Softener. You need to program it to get the maximum performance from the unit. Being high efficiency, it only makes sense to program it properly. So the controller can be, it features a 5-button controller by the way, and the controller can be used to view the status, perform regenerations, and obviously to change the settings. You can access the controller by removing the cover. So to remove the cover, you just put your hands in the back here, lift and kind of spread it at the same time, and the whole lid pops right off. The first time you plug it in, it's going to ask you to set the time. So while I'm setting the time, I'll explain the other buttons here. So to set the time, you have to go into customer settings. So to do that, you hold down the display button till it changes and it shows the time. Now you see the cursor at the bottom, and you can move the cursor along with the select button. Change the actual item that it's there. So we're going to change this to 3, and since we're going to select that, we'll move the cursor along to, we'll say 3:44 p.m. Okay, if we wanted to change between AM and PM, we just toggle back and forth between those. So once that's the correct time, we press display. And so now it's going to ask us for regen time. Typical regen time is 2 a.m., a time when there's very little water usage in the home is always a great time to regenerate. If you need a different time, then you can set it here. And again, display. So again, we put in the number of people. And in this household, let's say we have 4 people. So we have 4, and that just calculates its reserve capacity. So again, if you have 2 people in the household, you'd need a lot less reserve capacity than you would with 4 people. Press display again, and we're back home again. You finish the programming by going into the service settings. So to do that, you need to press the select and the display buttons at the same time. And you see it says service settings, and then the screen changes to set language. So ours is in English, but if you wanted to change it, you could change it by pressing the change button, and then you press display to go to the next screen. So units is in English. This is the software. There's nothing that you would change there. And this is the mode. Again, you would leave the mode. That just basically tells it that it's being used as a water softener this time. And so this is where you press the hardness. So you need to know how hard your water is. If you don't know, you can send us a water sample and we can test it for you. But say the hardness in this instance, the customer has 22. So we'll press select, and then we'll change the 1 to a 2. Press select, and we'll change the 5 again to a 2, so that would be for hardness of 22. So you press display. So this is where we put in the iron in parts per million. So again, we can select this, and let's say the customer has 1 part per million of iron. So you press display, and manganese, again, we would enter the manganese if the customer has any. Press display. So the salt that's being used is sodium. You can also change this potassium chloride, but again, 90% of the time folks are using sodium. And so it's compensated hardness. So what it actually does, the hardness was 22, but it adds on as so it compensates for the iron content in the water by changing it to 22. So we press display. So capacity in grains is 10,400. We don't touch that. 72 to 96 hour regen. Now, in this instance where someone does have iron in the water, you would change this from a no to a yes. Okay, because it would need to regenerate every 3 to 4 days because of the iron content in the water. But typically most customers, in most scenarios, we're just looking for a softener. So in that situation, it would be set to no. So it'd be fully metered water softener. And the backwash times, again, we just leave these alone. The salt per regeneration uses 2.5 pounds. Turbine test, no. Regen tonight, no. Is it operating as a filter? The answer is no. A filter would be like an iron filter or something like that. Signal mode, we press no, or leave it at 0, I should say. And again, it goes back to the default. So all the settings are in now. And that's it. If you like what you saw today, please click the subscribe button. That way you'll be notified about all the new videos that become available on our channel. Tons of great videos on our channel, by the way, GaryTheWaterGuy.com. Lots of great information there. To get more information about our products, you can go to our websites, either at thewaterfiltereStore.com or thewaterstoremidland.com. And again, I'm Gary the Water Guy from the Water Store in Midland, Ontario. Thanks for watching.